Akademiks, and check it out now. Do you support the music or do you support the act? Okay, listen, man, my favorite artist right now, unapologetically, is YNW Melly. Okay, his music has a lot of feeling. I love that he's melodic. He seems to be vividly painting a picture of everything he's going through, whether it's love, whether it's thoughts of murder, whether it's whatever he's going through. His music has it all, okay? If you never listened to him, I can give you a short list of songs you guys can go check out. Murder on My Mind, of course. Mind on My Murder, which is reverse of the original song. And also other songs like No Love, Rollin' Loud, City Girls, No Heart, Mama Cry, which has been my recent favorite. However, as I've said, this guy is fucked, okay? Now, he went to court today and he pled not guilty for double murder. If you don't know, he's accused of killing his two best friends, YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser. However, the cops, they're coming with a lot of evidence. Forensic evidence in the case is basically claiming that, yo, listen, that nigga did it, okay? Now, why are they saying he did it? Why did they lock him up now? They're saying that basically YNW Melly supposedly got in a car. They got surveillance footage of everything. Got in a car after the studio with his three other friends, okay? The guy he's charged with and two other guys, the guys who died. Now, they're saying the car that got to the hospital with the two dead bodies did not have one important person, YNW Melly. Why? Because he got dropped off along the way. Now, when they went to the goddamn, ER, and they had the two people who were shot, they were already dead, by the way. Cops realized through forensic tests that something didn't make sense because they interviewed everybody who was around or who was talked to during that duration of time, and they realized that there was some lies that was given. Okay? Basically, they said it was a drive-by shooting. The cops found evidence to the contrary. They found empty shells within the car in the back seat passenger side on the left where they saw and they had early surveillance footage of YNW Melly getting into that side of the car. Now, if you don't know what that means, if a shell is dispensed from a gun, it means it was fired from that position and around and actually in the car. That's the big thing. So the first shot was fired in the car. Now, what happened? They also are saying, well, if y'all say it's a drive-by, the bullets that really killed these guys wouldn't be going from left to right. It would be going from right to left if the driver wasn't hit and other people weren't hit, right? However, the bullets, they have realized went left to right, which means it lines up with the fact that somebody in the back seat or somebody on the left side shot directly the people on the right, which were the two guys who died. Now, along with that, they get to realize that the shattered windows and the bullets in the actual car, that was done as a staged cover-up. And they're saying that after they shot these guys, YNW Melly drove around for hours with his other homie who's a part of this cover-up to figure out how they could make it seem like it was a murder by somebody else, not them. So they drove around for hours. They went to a spot. They shot into the car. And the cops say they got the glass shatter from the car to where they believe they set it up. So they drove to some random spot. They shot the car up. The cops claim they got the shatters at that spot, and they have everything tracked on GPS through people's phones. Yes, your phone is basically a GPS. If the cops could subpoena the phone companies to hand over the records, they could figure out where you were anytime your phone was communicating with a cell tower. So basically, they caught YNW Melly in one lie. Nigga, you were in the car. Number two, you got out the car at some point. Somebody else who was covering up for YNW Melly, they caught that person alive to be like, yo, you absolutely spoke to that nigga that night. Okay, so they're pulling phone records, they're using GPS signals and all that type of shit, but that wasn't only it. They're even going into the social media of these motherfuckers. They went into YNW social media where he's eerily kind of discussing why he needs to be loyal to the other guy who did not die and people think is the guy who pretty much helped cover up the whole thing. And he was talking to his girlfriend on Snapchat and he basically said, yo, I gotta hold homie down and he gotta come everywhere with me. You know why? Because if ever something happens to him and the cops get him, they're coming to get me. Which, again, further puts a little bit more sauce on the top for the cops to feel like this is not only a cover-up, but YNW Melly did it. Okay? Again, There's still a lot to be proven. We don't know what his defense is going to be, but that's the information and the evidence they got. They have evidence of every single thing, and it's sad and unfortunate that this is what it's resulted in, but there's more forensic evidence on the way, which is going to be a battle in court to see if YNW Melly could beat this shit, and I'll get into a little bit more forensic evidence on the next video. If you guys want to keep updated with YNW Melly, I love his music, but I can't ignore what is currently going on with him. If you guys want to keep up with the case, with the situations and the evidence that's coming out, you guys got to hit that subscribe button. You got to hit the notifications on, okay? Get in the comment box, make sure you guys like them, subscribe to Akademiks. Come on.